AITA for wanting to break up with my GF because I was a dare date? Never thought I'd have to use this old account, but I'm really stuck and need some advice before I potentially nuke what has been so far a good 8-month relationship. So for a quick background, my GF, 24F, and I, 27M, have been dating for around 8 months now. I first met her at a funeral of all places. I wasn't close to the deceased. They were a friend's uncle. I was just along to keep him company. In any case, I wasn't particularly sad-looking. I was talking with a family friend and smiling, which he noticed and made a pretty morbid joke asking if I put him in the casket. It was so blunt, I just sort of snort/laughed, and we got to chatting all afternoon, ending up with her number on my phone by the end of it. She was funny, witty, pretty, and a genuinely fun girl to be around. So of course I took a chance and asked her out, which she accepted rather eagerly. My ego was through the roof at that. Little did I know, I came home a little earlier from work last night. I was covering a shift, and the bloke I was covering came in anyway, so they didn't need me for 8 hours. Anyway, I came home earlier than planned and overheard my GF laughing with someone on her phone. I was about to surprise her with a little jump scare when she said, and I quote, "I never meant for this whole thing with BF to last so long. I'd never normally date someone like him." She spotted me shortly after saying that. I admit, I made a noise I can't even begin to explain, and she heard me. I'd never seen someone go that pale before. She was all wide, teary eyes and quivering lips. GF then spent the next hour or so confessing that she never planned to date me, but once her friends found out she'd given me her number, they found a pic of me online, and apparently found me so hilariously unattractive that GF just had to fake date me for a week to give me hope. I wish I was joking. Her friends and apparently GF are all still stuck in their mean girl high school phase. GF agreed, but I guess apparently forgot about it because we've been dating for 8 months, not 1 week. She told me that she was stupid for agreeing with it, and that I was a really good bloke, and that she really did love me, but she never expected to actually feel that way about me. Why? Because I'm not her usual type of guy. When I asked her to elaborate, she mumbled that she didn't initially find me attractive at all, but after dating for a few weeks, she stopped caring about my looks. I admit I sort of lost my temper here, and called her an immature waste of my time. I told her I wish she'd just dumped me a week into dating, because to find all this shit out 8 months in, when I cared about her, loved her, was fucking foul. I'm staying with my mom at the moment because I need space to think and vent. Would I be T/A if I dumped GF for this? Edit. Wow, okay. Did not expect this much feedback. Blimey. So I've turned my phone back on, and it's a mess of texts, voicemails, and missed calls. I've only listened to a couple, but she's absolutely sobbing her heart out and pleading for me to come home so she can explain. Nothing from her friends, mind you, just her. Says it all, really. No idea what to do, but now I feel like rubbish. Update 2 days later. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented. The good, the bad, and the downright bizarre. Now on to the update. So I eventually turned my phone back on after making the original post, and was bombarded with voicemails and texts and whatnot. I only listened to a couple, and GF was sobbing her heart out on all of them, more or less begging me to come home and let her explain. To be fair, I didn't really have much choice but to eventually go back home anyway. It's a house share, and I pay rent to live there. Plus my own mom was basically nudging me back out to let GF explain herself. So I went back home the next day, and she pretty much tore out of her room and threw herself at me. She was sobbing and trying to talk, but kept crying too hard between her words to sound coherent. I know I should have probably been angrier, but I hate seeing her cry. And she wasn't just crying. She was sobbing so hard she was having trouble breathing at a few points. Eventually, I got her to sit down and asked her to explain exactly why I should stay with a woman who not only got with me as a dare, but also still laughed about it with her vapid friends 8 months on. A lot was said, and to summarize it, so this update doesn't take all night, she more or less said this. fake names for her friends, and I'm likely paraphrasing, but I spent about 40 minutes trying to remember it exactly. So this is the gist of it. GF, I didn't mean to ask you out on a dare. I want to date you before they even knew about you. I gave you my number first, remember? When Stacy and Tina found out I gave you my number, they looked you up on Facebook and found it hilarious that you were even trying with me. So they got this stupid fucking dare thing and told me to do it to give all uglies in the world hope. Me? Wow, real mature. You do remember what you said on the phone to whoever it was, right? That you never meant for us to last this long? You told me I wasn't your type? What's your type, GF? Not me, right? Too ugly for you. GF, stop saying that. You're not ugly. You're just not the type of bloke I'd have picked to date long term. But I was wrong, babe. Look at us. We've lasted nearly 9 months. I love you so much. I really do. How can I prove it to you? How? Me? I don't know, GF. I love you too. But all I can think about is you laughing about me behind my back to them. How can I trust you anymore? GF, I wasn't meaningfully laughing at you. I swear I wasn't. I just don't know how to handle Tina any other way. She's always been like this. And I just go along with it to keep the peace. Me, so you'd rather keep the peace than stand up for me? Is that what you're saying? GF, you're twisting my words, babe. Me, no, I'm not. God, why should I stay with you, GF? Seriously, give me a reason? You laugh behind my back. You dated me on a dare given to you by Tina and Stacy, right? And you're still friends with them? You chose them and their cruelty over us and what we have. GF, we've been friends for years, though. Me, I fucking give up. At this point, it was just a back and forth of me trying to walk away and her professing her love and defending her friendship with the Wonder Twins while trying to make me sit back down. I don't know, guys. I'm back home. She's constantly trying to have another talk. I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Advice would be wonderful, because I'm very tempted to just pack it in. Final update, 2 days later. This should be the final update. You'll see why. So here it is. I'll be brief with this, because frankly I'm done with it all. I tried one last time to get any sort of sense from GF. I sat GF down and told her that I'm hurt and beyond disappointed that she didn't have the spine to stand up to her friends, that she'd rather keep the peace over defending the man she repeatedly claims to love. GF got angry and told me I was putting her in a position she couldn't possibly win. If she had to go with her friends, she'd lose them but keep me. But if she refused, she'd keep them but likely lose me. She told me she genuinely didn't know what the fuck to do. I said that as long as she's enabling Tina and Stacy's crappy personalities, she'll never stop being their doormat. She just went quiet at that point, said it was only Tina, and then just kind of shrugged. So I told her that the fact she was even struggling to make a choice between them and defending our relationship was enough of an answer for me. I told her that while I'm not the most attractive bloke, her and her friends were far uglier than I could ever be, and I deserved better. So I broke up with her. It was messy. She got physical, not violent, just grabbing onto me really tight and trying to kiss me while offering sex. She was still full on ugly crying too. It was crazy. I've seen her cry and get mad, but I've never seen her like that before. It genuinely disturbed me. I left and I'm back at my mom's for a bit. Now I know I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 27. But my mom and I have always had a really good relationship. So I told her everything. She listened and didn't interrupt until I was finished. And then she pretty much said, "What a lie you told me." She told me I'm handsome. Moms always say that though. She told me that GF is a silly girl who'll never have any kind of meaningful relationship as long as she lets her friends bully her around. And then she told me that I'm young, and I'll find someone who'll love me so much that she'll fight tooth and nail to defend me. I won't lie. I cried a bit. It felt good to feel worth something for once. I didn't really realize how little I felt that way with GF until that conversation with Mom. She even made me apple crumble my comfort food. My younger brother, 20M, still lives with her too. He's been kicking my ass at chess. Bloke's a wizard, I swear. Mom and I had a long chat about my living arrangements and have decided that I'm going to move back in with her in a couple of months. I've spoken to the agency and, unfortunately, they won't let me end the contract early without a payout for the remaining months. So I'm just going to stick around till then, and then go. It's going to be awkward since we have to live in the same house share for a bit longer, but I'll manage. I know some of you really want me to work it out with her, but frankly, I have too much self-respect to stay with someone who doesn't care enough to defend me from her friends. Not to mention whatever the hell she was trying to do before I dipped out. It seriously freaked me out. Thanks, Reddit. You all helped me make a choice between staying and sacrificing my self-respect to be with a woman who doesn't truly love me as much as she claimed, or leaving her in the hopes that I'd find someone better one day. I hope I chose right, but I guess only time will tell. Thank you all.